All right, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's a little dreary outside, but it's still cold. Fiesta's around the corner. I guess we're going to be doing Fiesta the way we did rodeo. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom. Anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all of the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of those things, you will be sent back. And as you know, there is a shortage. So that means that we'll probably see you in 60 to 90 days. To those of you who are on bond, you are not allowed to be doing chores. You're not allowed to be doing laundry. If you're at work, you need to tell your employer that you need to take a break, that you're in court. You are not allowed to let your screen go dark, but except for two reasons. One, you're on a phone and somebody calls you, in which case you should immediately decline that call. Or two, you're signing paperwork. If anyone violates these rules and you're on bond, it doesn't matter if you're out of county, out of state, out of country, you got to be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. It's downtown. You'll need to get an Uber or a Lyft, or either you'll need to take the Via bus. And as far as I know, from my experience in taking the Via bus, they still don't give you change. So that bus ride is probably going to cost you $5 or $10, maybe 20, because when you need exact change, you don't have it. If you drive downtown, you're going to find a lot of one-ways. You're going to find people doing construction work during rush hour. Why? I don't know. You have to write your congressman or whoever's in charge of that. If you do find parking space, you're going to find that it is extremely expensive. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargaining agreement, no matter how small you think your plea bargaining agreement is, you're going to need to put that in the chat box. The person you'll put it into should be zooming in shortly. You'll send it to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson, or will be listed as Ferguson coordinator. She will need to know whether it's a plea for probation, regular probation, or either deferred adjudication or time. If your client is on bond, she'll need his email address, and so will the state. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all defendants and those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to a prosecutor before they speak to you. So please do not request to go to that breakout room unless your defense attorney has asked that you go to that breakout room. Attorneys, please remember, when you leave the breakout room, do not leave your client in the breakout room if your client is in custody. And no one is excused unless I excuse you. So please do not tell your clients they are excused, because what will end up happening is you will remain. It's going to make everything slow down, because we're going to have them bring your client back. All right, everyone, happy Tuesday. That's what they tell me. It's a Tuesday. I don't know why it feels like it's a Friday, but it's Tuesday. Let's not turn this into a difficult Monday. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see you're low on the list and you wish to zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to do so. However, if you do that, you will be placed at the end of the list. And the court today is going to be recessing at 11:45 because I have a meeting. All right, Patrick Hancock, Gerardo Flores, John Young, Michael Bellevue, Joseph Stateson, Miguel Hernandez, Juan Carlos, I just got married Hernandez, Dwight Chumley, and Catherine Valenzuela. Is there any defense attorney that I missed who's on the Zoom screen? Okay. Pat Hancock, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Gerardo Flores, I'm going to send you to number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
John Young, I'm going to send you to number 5. John, you learned how to do it.
I might have done that for him, Judge. So
yeah,
Okay.
I was going to tell you, I didn't learn how to do it yet. Michael's cheating on me here.
Okay.
just try to make you look good, John. Just try to make you look good.
Michael Bellevue, who do you have?
Jacob Harris. I apologize, Judge. This is a new tablet, so I couldn't. Once I logged in, I couldn't switch the name.
All right, Jacob
CTD.
Harris.
Jacob Harris.
All right, I'll send you to number 6. Joseph States, and I'll send you to 7. I knew yours would be changed.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Miguel Hernandez,
Morning, Judge.
good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 8. Juan Carlos Hernandez,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you very much.
I'll send you to number 9.
9. Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Dwight Chumley, I'll send you to number 10. Thank you for changing your name. Catherine Valenzuela, I'll send you to number 11. John Kuntz,
Hey, Judge, I was just changing my name so you wouldn't yell at me.
but you know what? I would yell at you and it would be like singing.
How are you this morning?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, even though it's dreary. I mean, it sort of reminds you of England, but that's a good thing, right? It reminds you of England in vacation.
I've only been there once and I'm not a big fan. So yeah,
I mean, it's
I'd rather,
extremely expensive.
I
all right.
I like the sunshine. So yeah, send me to Los Angeles.
You know, they say that London is the greenest place on the planet. I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either. Yeah, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Greener than the Amazon, I guess, or the
Hey,
rainforest.
I spent 4 years in New Orleans where it rained all the time and I still love that city, but London just never got under my skin. So
All right.
Um,
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, it is probably family violence and criminal trial, actually.
It's family violence, Judge. Maybe
Yeah.
Roche?
Yes.
Yeah, family violence.
All right. You were so close to going to breakout room number 13, which is a lucky breakout room. I'm going to skip over 12 and send you to 13.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else who has not been assigned? The person in the t-shirt, what is your name?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Adrian Arias.
I'm sorry, Adrian, what?
Arias, Arias.
Okay. But Brenna, everybody's getting sick. They say there's something major in the air.
Allergies.
Yes. One of my friends went in because she said she was having trouble breathing. She said the doctor immediately told her, you don't have COVID.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I don't know what it is. Making sure to drink all my water. And someone seems to think that meeting is for today, but I have on my schedule for tomorrow, so let me check. Michael Bellevue, you're back.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
The state still has not been able to contact the complaining witness. So they would like a reset so they can continue trying to contact the alleged victim.
Okay, who is the prosecutor on this?
Brittany was the one I spoke to.
All right, so this is a first setting.
Yes.
All right, let me see where Brittany is. All right, she's in breakout room number 4. Just give us a moment.
Yeah, no contact with the meeting when that's dismissed.
Thanks. I have to hop on. I'm sorry?
We'll get that done today.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Bye.
No, you know what? We're gonna hold on to it till trial day and then dismiss it.
Bye. Thanks.
All right, I see.
Judge, this is Brittany. Did you need me?
Yes, on Jacob Harris. You said that you all haven't had a chance to contact the complainant. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, we've made an attempt. We were just asking for one more setting to try again.
Okay, so we're going to recall this for April 12th. Mr. Bellevue. Your client hasn't
Okay,
made it
Judge.
down. Do you want us to counsel him or would you like to speak with him? He's in custody.
I will make a visit. I'll do a visit with him this week.
All right, to the clerks, could you let them know that Mr. Harris is counsel, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Rocha, you're dressed inappropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rocha, you're dressed
Yes, ma'am.
inappropriately for court. T-shirts are not allowed. Mr. Stateson?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready to announce.
Yes.
I conferred with Ms. Hayden on this case. Both sides have tendered discovery to the other, and respectively, other sides have not viewed them. We just need additional time, and Ms. Hayden is in agreement with that.
Okay. And that's for Nancy Grant?
Yes, Nancy Fernandez Graham.
How much time are you all requesting? And Mr. Stateson, I know you are new to the case.
I failed to mention, I apologize. Monica Guerrero is on the case and she's in federal court in Del Rio. She asked me to confer. She provided the state discovery, but there was a change of prosecutors. So Monica's going to forward it to the right person. And Ms. Hayden has discovered that she's going to get to Monica.
Okay.
I think at least 3 weeks would help go through that. It's more like of a civil side type of case.
All right. So we'll come back on April 12th.
April 12th. Thank
Yes,
you, Judge.
is that enough time for each side?
I believe so.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Then you are excused. Ms. Graham, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alberto Trevino. All right, Juan Carlos.
Yes, Judge. I just spoke with with your DAs, and they just need like a couple more weeks to make a decision on pretrial diversion for Jorge. If you could give us 2 more weeks, I think they need to speak with their officer, and they've had a little trouble reaching him, but I think we will be able to get this one off your shelf there in the next 2 weeks.
All right, is this for VTC?
No, this is going to be for pretrial diversion.
Okay, awesome. And how much time state do you need?
Judge, I think even just a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to send a request in for the officer, maybe to come in later this week. But if we can get a couple weeks, that way, just in case he's out this week, I can bring him in next week.
Okay. No, a couple of weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. Jess, 1 moment. Second. All right, is the 22nd okay, or is that too soon?
I think that should work, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on March 22nd.
Sounds good, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, you may. Tell Christine hi and congratulations.
I will, Judge. Thank you so much. We had a great time.
Oh, that is awesome.
It really
I saw the
stinks being
pictures.
back.
They were beautiful.
It really stinks being back, but oh well, we got to start making some money.
Yeah, but you're in the 187, so it's like, this is like the next best thing to being on your honeymoon.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. Everyone, just give me a moment. Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Miguel Hernandez.
Yes, Judge. Could I speak with Marcus, please?
All right, let me see where Marcus is.
Judge, I'll put us in a room.
All right, thank you.
Mike, can you go to 6?
Okay, sir.
All right, John Kuntz.
Hey, Judge Boyd,
Hi.
I have conferred with Michael Villarreal, and unfortunately, we cannot come to an agreement. So I guess we'll need to have a hearing at some point. Is my client logged in?
Yes, he is. Would you like to
Okay.
have that hearing now, or you have witnesses?
Let me meet with him briefly if I can. Can I be put in a breakout room with him?
Yes, if you will go back to number 13, I'll send your client to 13.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rocha, if you go to breakout room number 13, please. Okay. Thanks. John Young?
Hello, madam. Okay,
Hello.
Anthony Salinas, conferred with Michael, to no avail. We still need a trial. Anthony, is right now remanded without bond on his, let me see, on the 5977 case, a violation of protective order. On the 14th of August of last year, his mother died and he kind of flipped out and he cut the GPS monitor off. I'm asking if you would reinstate the $10,000 bond that he had on that, assuming that you're going to reinstate the GPS monitor.
Have you conferred with the state on that?
I have. Michael tells me he cannot agree.
All right. Do you wish to have a hearing on that?
I do.
All right. Let me see. Did you file a motion or no?
I have not. If you'd like, I'll file a motion and we can set it for later this week.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, do you want to have the defense file a motion if you have a hearing later this week?
Judge, I'm okay if you want to handle it today and just proceed on an oral motion. I'm preparing just a couple exhibits right now to send to Mr. Young, you, as well as the court reporter in anticipation of the hearing.
Your Honor, I would prefer later this week because it'll give me a chance to get a couple of witnesses together and have them come on board.
Okay. All right, so let me see when we're able to do it. Ms. Ferguson? Mr. Young would like to have a hearing on Mr. Salinas later this week. And he's saying that he'll have witnesses. How many witnesses do you anticipate?
And I would say that, let's just say 2. It could be 3, but right now I'd say 2.
All right, so, and Mr. Villarreal, do you anticipate calling any witnesses?
No, Judge, I anticipate just proceeding on exhibits.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, are we able to do this later this week? And if so, can you put a date in the chat box? All right, we're going to come back on March 9th.
That would be tomorrow.
Yes. And Ms. Ferguson, will this be in the morning or afternoon? All right, we'll come back tomorrow at 2:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll have that motion filed and be back with bells on.
All right, and then what we'll do is I'll also give you your jury trial date after that hearing.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, do you need to speak with your client?
I do not. He's on the panel here and has heard what we've said.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, 14 Elf can go back. Thank you, Mr. Salinas. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, John.
All right, Fernando Cortez, who do you have? You're on mute.
Sorry, Judge. I have Alberto Trevino on your trial docket, Judge.
All right, just give me one moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nathaniel Navy, who do you have?
Good
morning, Judge. I have Ruben Coronado. He's present. And Judge, this setting was basically to come back because there was that unique issue with his CDL, which is going to kind of dictate if this is going to be a plea or a trial, with prior convictions being prior to when that statute was enacted. I've actually been in contact with the attorney with DPS, and they are going to just, I guess, run it through as if he were to take a conviction to see if that's going to be a lifetime suspension or not. And so once they give me that answer, Judge, I'll be able to tell the court for sure. If I could maybe just get one more week. I think they said that it should be done within the next few days, though.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Ruben Coronado, can I have a 3-week reset? All right, we're going to come back on March 31st.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And
Thank
and
you.
I had a question. Are trial settings for Monday or
I'm sorry?
settings in person, or are those on Zoom?
Oh, the trial settings will be in person.
Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you. You and Mr. Coronado are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Cortez, what is happening with Mr. Trevino?
Judge, we've been on your trial docket and we'd like to stay on your trial docket, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a trial date for Mr. Trevino in the chat box, please?
Yeah.
And we're going to go on the record briefly. Court is going to call 2021 CR 149, State of Texas versus Alberto Trevino for the defense.
It's Fernando Cortez for Alberto Trevino, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Trevino?
Right here, this is Alberto Trevino, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state? I'm sorry, any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor, no objection.
Mr. Trevino, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am, I'm good.
All right. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was an offer tendered?
It was, Your Honor.
And Mr. Trevino, are you rejecting that offer and requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Trevino, I do realize that you've been scheduled for a jury trial, but jury trial is continued to be pushed back because of the pandemic. So your new jury trial date is going to be April 12th.
Okay.
You'll need to appear in court in person dressed for trial. And you'll need to appear at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, April 12th.
If for any reason jury trials are suspended, your attorney will be notified, in which case you'll appear by Zoom. But the way we stand now, jury trials are resuming. So yours is going to be April 12th at 9 a.m. in the 187th District Court, which is located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I've been in there a few times.
Okay, so when is your jury trial date?
April 12th, same place that I've been before, 187.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, Mr. Cortez, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye. Miguel Hernandez.
Yes, Judge. Judge, I sent Norma a request to get a date for Mr. Melendez. We tried to get a new offer acceptance. We couldn't get that done, so he wants a jury trial.
Where's Mr. Melendez?
I think he was in the, oh shucks, I didn't bring him from the breakout room. He's a Spanish speaker, so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we need an interpreter. All right, so we'll take up your matter as soon as we get an interpreter. John Kuntz.
Thanks, Judge.
Where is John Coates? All right, we'll wait for Mr. Coates to come back.
He's in the waiting room.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I think there may be something wrong with his connection because I had him join several times. John Coates, are you there? Okay, he says his internet is down. Ms. Ferguson, can you have Nathaniel Navy zoom back in, please? All right, Nathaniel Navy, if I could see you in breakout room number 5, please.
Okay, yes, Judge.
And is there a family violence prosecutor and a criminal trial division prosecutor available to go to number 5, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Martin Guerra, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. All right, Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I have conferred with Mr. Villarreal regarding Mr. Rodriguez. There is not a bond set on the family violence case. We have agreed to reinstate the bond. The bondsman got off for lack of payment and stated he wasn't in contact with the client. Mr. Rodriguez has always been in contact with me. We Eddie Villarreal is going to contact the complainant on this case. So we're asking for a short reset, but we, if we could reinstate his bond, and I would be submitting an agreed order.
All right, once you submit the agreed order, the court will sign it. And how much time are you asking for?
I think that's more to,
Judge, if I could have at least 2 weeks, I just need to, before I make the offer that I'm contemplating, just talk to the victim first.
Okay. You want the 22nd? Or is that too soon?
That should be fine, Judge. I'll be here.
All right, we'll see you back on March 22nd.
thank you, Your Honor. May I be
You're welcome.
excused?
Yes. Mr. Rodriguez, as soon as your attorney files that motion, the court will sign the document. All right, Norma, can you let them know 187th Rodriguez can go back?
Yes, ma'am. And what are we coming back on the 22nd for, Judge? I'm sorry.
For the state to speak with their complainant.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Carmen, hello.
How are you, Your Honor? Good morning.
Good morning. And let me see. Ms. Fergus, can you have someone bring Mr. Melendez out of breakout room number 8, please?
And Judge, it's John Kuntz. I think my internet is working again finally.
Yes.
Can I be put back in a breakout room with Fabian Rocha?
All right, I'm going to send you to number 12.
Thank you.
All right, the person that you're going to be interpreting for, Carmen, is Antonio Lucio Melendez. It's cause number 2020 CR 7274.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Ferguson, on that case, can I have a jury trial date, please, in the chat box? And Mr. Hernandez, we're just waiting for your client to come out of the breakout room.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you like to go back to number 8 and see if you can get him out of the breakout room?
Sure.
Thank you. And Norma, for Mr. Melendez, we need somebody to switch him to the interpretation.
Judge, he wasn't sitting there. I don't know where he went.
He's here.
Okay.
And just one moment.
Oh, there he is. He got back.
And we're just waiting for someone to switch him.
Your Honor.
Yes.
There. Oh, I hadn't seen it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Koontz, just give us a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Can't hear yet. Just give me one. All right, we're going to have to do it. Yes, I can hear you. We're going to have to do it without it. They say that the jail is having issues with internet and phone at the moment. Yes.
Sí la escucho. Sí.
Okay. All right. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 7274 and 2020 CR 7275, State of Texas versus Antonio Lucio Melendez. Can I have the parties announced for the defense?
Miguel Hernandez for the defense.
And are you Mr. Melendez?
Sí.
We're proceeding with an interpreter. If I could have the interpreter raise her right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from Spanish into English and from English into Spanish, so help you God? And if you could state your full name for the record, please.
Next, I think next.
Thank you. All right, Mr. To both parties, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections to us proceeding by video, Mr. Hernandez?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Melendez, do you have any objections with us proceeding by video?
No.
Right, you can lower your hand, Mr. Melendez. All right, Mr. Hernandez, have you received all of the discovery in each of these cases?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
Has an offer been tendered?
It has, Your Honor.
Mr. Melendez, are you rejecting the state's offer?
Sí.
Are you requesting a jury trial in each of these cases?
It is next.
All right, Mr. Melendez, your jury trial date will be April 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Your plea deadline date has expired. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in these cases. Do you understand?
Sí.
You will need to appear, if you are on bond, you will need to appear in court dressed for trial on April 12th at 9 a.m. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. If you are still in custody, you'll be brought over dressed for trial. You'll be dressed in whatever clothing that you have at the Bexar County Jail. If you wish to appear in some other attire, you'll need to let your attorney know, and your attorney will make arrangements for a clothing exchange. Mr. Hernandez, if there is any issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know, and we'll see if we can expedite that for you.
Thank you, Your Honor, I will.
Mr. Melendez, do you understand the instructions that the court has given?
Sí,
When is your jury trial date?
12 de abril,
What time?
a las 9 de la mañana.
Which court?
187.
Excellent,
Oh,
Mr.
wow.
Melendez. I'm not going to ask you the street address. All right, I never like to make assumptions, but, and I always admire that people can speak more than one language. But Mr. Hernandez, are there going to be any immigration issues?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe there will be immigration issues.
And have you spoken to an immigration attorney? Has your
If I don't
client?
click this one right here.
I have spoken to an immigration attorney. I believe my client has had a few interchanges with the federal immigration laws before, and he pretty much understands what the status is of his case.
All right, and have you explained the status of his case as it relates to the immigration consequences?
I have, Your Honor.
All right, and just so the record can be clear, you've explained to him the consequences of entering a plea as it relates to his immigration status, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I have, and he understands that.
And you've also explained to him the immigration consequences if he were to proceed with the jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Is there anything else that you need to place on the record, Mr. Hernandez?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then if there's nothing else, we'll close the record. Mr. Melendez, do you have anything else?
No, estoy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Melendez.
Gracias. Así.
Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you.
You will
All
be
right.
excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may be excused.
Thank you. Thank you.
Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Melendez can go back? Carmen, it's always great seeing you. Yes, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Okay, John Kuntz.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You know, it appears that everybody is having internet problems. Hopefully this is not something sinister going on.
Well, as everyone in my office was talking about right now, it's like, is this the Russian cyber attack we've been worrying about? So.
Well, you know, that'll force people to go back to letter writing. And do you know, they don't teach letter writing in school anymore?
They don't teach cursive and all sorts of things. Yeah.
No, they don't. You know, I had someone where I told them to sign their name one time and they printed. I said, no, I mean, you know, sign your name, write in cursive. And they're like, what's cursive? I'm like, you know, where the letters connect and touch. And you know what they did? They printed and they just made the letters touch each other, but it was still print. And then they told me they don't teach cursive in school anymore.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I know everything is online based or computer based, and I understand that. And it is interesting though, for people of my generation, and obviously Judge, you're far younger than I am, that it's hard to even fathom not knowing how to write.
Kevin
cursive.
Costner's movie, The Postman, they don't even understand that. They'll be like, what letter need to be delivered in the apocalyptic times?
What's a postman? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. What is happening with Mr. Rocha?
Judge, I think I started to explain earlier, he has a violation report that came in yesterday, and I've spoken to Mr. Villarreal, and Mr. Villarreal would like for him to be remanded, and obviously we're going to ask that you not do that. So I guess if you would like to have a brief hearing on this, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, so my question is, he'll need to appear in person.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm going to remand him. I don't know what I'm going to do because I haven't received any evidence from either side. But when I have violation reports, and there's serious violations reports, just from looking at it on the surface, I'm not saying that I'm going to remand him again. but he'll need to appear in court in person.
I would argue that, I mean, the severity of them, I could question, Judge. He went to Wendy's and to his granddad's, and to a gas station. So it's not that the allegation is not that he committed new crimes or anything like that. So.
No, I understand. So, Mr. Rocha, I'm going to need you to appear in person.
Judge, okay. And Fabian, will you be able to make it down there this morning? My afternoon is very busy, Judge. I'm getting ready on a murder case next Monday in the 226th. And so if we can do it this morning, I'd say great. Otherwise, if we could do it tomorrow morning.
Sure. Mr. Rocha, are you able to come down?
Yes, ma'am. I just haven't notified my supervisor, my monitor supervisor, to let them know that I'll be leaving.
Oh, they'll know that you'll be leaving.
I should be able to make it down there within the next 2 hours.
Within the next what?
2 hours.
That will put us towards the afternoon. Mr. Kuntz, so you want to recall it for tomorrow?
I'd prefer if we could do it tomorrow. Fabian, can you be down there tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
And I'll meet you at the courtroom.
All right, then we'll recall it for tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. Have a great rest of your day.
All righty. You too. Thank you.
Sure.
We're excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Christopher Castro.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who are you here for?
I am here on an off-docket matter. Motion to set bond on an MTR.
All right. And is that, okay, the law office of Jesse Hernandez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with a prosecutor. This is a family violence case. I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me a moment. All right. Let me see. State Adam Andress and Zachary Warren. That's going to be recalled for March 14th because the defense attorney is in jury trial.
Okay.
What was the date again, Your Honor?
Zachary Warren and Adam Andress,
And for what date?
March 14th.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, Mr. Warren, we'll see you back on the 14th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, ma'am.
And Ms. Ferguson, I'm gonna put something in the chat box to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And also prosecutors Arnesia Graham. She's being released today, so the PR bond is moot. And Norma. All right, Gerardo Flores.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going all right, Judge. How are you doing?
Oh, I mean, I can't complain. It's even though it's sort of like an air of London outside where it doesn't know if it's going to rain and it's cold and it's not really supposed to be. It's great. We're all alive. So what more can we ask for, you know?
True, Judge. That's the attitude. So I've got Mr. Efrain Moreno. We're ready. It's an MTR.
Okay, did you leave your client in the breakout room?
You know what, Judge? It's been a while since I've been in your court, and I may have left him behind. What do I need to tell him to do?
Oh, just tell him to come back to the main room. Have you received paperwork though from the
Yes.
court coordinator?
We signed it.
All right, just have him come back to the main room and we'll take that matter up.
I'll go get him, Judge. Thank you.
All right, and make sure that, I just got it. All right, yes, just have him come back to the main room.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, who's the prosecutor on Marina?
Brittany, Judge.
Okay, thank you. And to the clerks, you should have paperwork coming back to you.
Morning, Your Honor.
Yes, hi. You have Mr. McGarity.
He is present, Your Honor. And can you put me in with the state judge?
Yes, I will put you to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 1. And if there's a prosecutor available to confer on Mr. McGarity.
The family violence case, Judge?
Yes, it's family violence.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Ms. Sparks, I need you to show your video. All right, Mr. Marino, can you unmute for me, please? Court is going to call 2020 CR 5276, State of Texas versus Efrain Ramirez Marino. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Gerardo Flores for Efrain Moreno.
All right, and are you Mr. Marino?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Marino, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it? Mr. Marino.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke. Motion to enter deferred adjudication and revoke community supervision, and states motion to supplement motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
Are you the same Efrain Ramirez Marino who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 5276 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on February 24th, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor. That's me.
Date?
Violated condition number 9B on or about the 10th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Efrain Ramirez Moreno, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer on the next working day after being released from jail in violation of condition 9B.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
That is true.
Violated condition number 22 on or about the 18th day of November 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Efrain Ramirez Moreno, did then and there fail to complete 80 hours of community service restitution as directed by the supervision officer and or the court in violation of condition number 22.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
That is also true, Your Honor.
Waive all other violations, Judge.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Marino, did you understand by pleading true to violations 9B and 22, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 9B and 22?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violations 9B and 22 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, we're asking that you grant the motion, adjudicate and revoke his probation, and sentence him to 11 months in the state jail facility.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that is the agreement, and I'm also asking for credit for whatever time he's got in, Judge.
All right, Mr. Marino, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Marino, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. How old are you?
I am 27.
All right, why didn't you do anything on probation? You did nothing.
I just work, and I don't know, I just felt like I didn't really need it. I mean, I really appreciate you lending a hand, and I'm sorry I didn't operate and do the classes, but
why didn't you? I mean, do you enjoy being locked down at a facility?
I know it's not so much that I don't have a vehicle to move, and it was kind of difficult for me to just try to get a ride.
Well, I know you don't have a vehicle. That's why you charge one unauthorized use, but they do have something called the Via Bus system. Like, not everybody who lives in the city of San Antonio or who lives in the United States has a vehicle. Guess what? I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have a vehicle in high school. I didn't have a vehicle in college. And you know what I used? I used my feet, or either I used public transportation. And guess what? When I was an attorney and I started out, I didn't have a vehicle. You know what I used? I used the Via Bus system. So you're not having a vehicle is not an excuse for you not doing what you need to do.
I understand.
So we're back to the point. Do you want to spend your life in the Bexar County Jail and at prisons wearing other people's underwear and other people's clothing? Because I know that when they do laundry, there's not, hey, my name is on this set of underwear. You just get what you get. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that how you want to live your life?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
So we can do this one or two ways. One, I'll give you your 11 months. You'll be done. You'll be finished. Or we can try probation again. But if you try probation again, and if you are unsuccessful, you will be open to the full range of punishment.
Okay, I understand.
So what do you want to do? You want to do your 11 months? Maybe probation is not for you.
Yes, I would appreciate that, Your Honor.
But the 11 months?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Por favor.
The court will grant the motion. The court will find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 11 months in the state jail facility. You credit for any time served. All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then, Mr. Moreno, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Moreno, don't use where you are currently in life as an excuse to be mediocre, okay? And basically what I'm telling you is nobody comes into this world driving a vehicle. You got to earn it. Good luck, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor, so much for everything.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Norma Moreno can go back. Mr. Flores, thank you very much. You are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Take care, Judge.
All right, you too. All right, and everyone just be patient. We're awaiting your attorneys. Mr. Bartholomew.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I visited with the state, Your Honor. They're still reviewing the case again, Your Honor, but they've asked me to set it for a trial date, Judge, and we'll see what happens.
All right, who's the prosecutor you're conferring with?
Michael Villarreal, Your Honor, he's present on screen.
All right, so what is happening? What are you reviewing, Mr. Villarreal?
So Mr. Bartolome asked me to specifically look at a piece of body worn camera footage that I haven't had the opportunity to specifically review that video yet. Mr. Bartolome tells me it's about an hour and a half in length. So he believes that it might be dispositive of my view of the case. And so I told him just to continue it on the trial docket. And then I will review it in the interim. And if it needs to have an alternative disposition, I'll do that before the trial date, but I don't want to delay a trial if that's what's needed.
All right, Mr. McGarity, can you come forward, please? And when do you think you'll have a chance to review that, Mr. Villarreal?
I'm hoping we have a lot of witness meetings this week, Judge. So I'm hoping sometime I can get some downtime to do it. But I mean, if we just put it on the regular trial docket, I'm sure I'll have it done before then.
All right, Mr. Bartholomew, I don't want to put something on the trial docket if it turns out it's not going to trial, if it turns out there's some other disposition. So are you okay if I recall this in 3 weeks to give the state a chance to review that?
That'd be fair,
Mr.
Judge.
McGarity, here's the thing. If you want, I can put this on the trial docket, and guess what? We'll be going to trial. Or if you want to have the state review the evidence to make a decision on whether or not they may want to dismiss it, that's completely up to you. Now, your attorney seems to be okay with me setting this for 3 weeks so that the state will have a chance to review the information that he wants to review. So, Mr. Bartholomew, are you okay with the court just giving this a reset date, not for jury trial, but just a reset date in 3 weeks' time for the state to have looked at whatever you want them to review?
Yes, Your Honor, and that'd work out well for me because it's all courts are opening up now, a lot of stacking, Judge. So I think that'd be a reasonable period of time for both of us to have an opportunity to review that particular video, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson has already given me a date. It's going to be April 4th. And Mr. McGarity, so that you know, there are other cases that are ahead of you for jury trial. So your case is not the oldest case, so you wouldn't be number one either way. And we don't know what's going to happen with the jury trial, whether or not there's going to be another suspension or not, because we have rodeo in San Antonio. And as we also know, we have Fiesta, and they're starting Fiesta in March as opposed to April. Then you have the teenagers going on spring break. And I've never known a teenager to go on spring break and they're at the beach wearing masks. Have you ever seen that, Brenda? So,
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
I have a setting in Victoria on a felony that's going to be resolved on the 4th, Your Honor. So could we set it for the 5th?
Sure. Ms. Ferguson, can we call it back for April 5th? All right. So we're going to come back on April 5th, and that's for the state to view a video.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Mr.
Yes, Mr. McGarity, you can appear either in person or you can appear for that date by video. If you're not able to appear by Zoom, then you'll have to appear in person.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. Bo Wood, it's always great to see you.
Top of the morning to you, Judge. How are you?
Top of the morning. How's it
You know,
going?
Phil Kazin would always say, and the rest of the day for myself.
Okay, I like that. You know what? Whenever you speak like that, I always think of the guy who played James Bond. You know, he was in the movie Darby and the Little People.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Yes, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
All right, you have with us
Kayla White.
Yes.
And Judge, I wasn't sure. I know we're set for March 28th, but she has texted me this morning. So if you need her today, I think I could be able to get her on. We have let me back up. She has some new cases and has a warrant, I believe, for them. And so I had filed a motion trying to at least set the bond. And I think, was it Michael? I thought maybe Michael and he's the one who said our co-defendants were 30,000. So set her. Is that right, Michael? Am I telling that right?
Yes, that's correct. So
So do you guys have an agreed bond?
Yes, Your Honor, in the amount of 30,000.
Okay, let me write that in here.
And I'm being asked to join a room. Should I go there?
No, don't go.
Okay.
All right, are there any other conditions with the bond?
We're just asking that there be no contact with the child witness, as well as no firearm possession.
Is the child witness the complainant?
Yeah, yes, sure.
And this is, yes, if you could.
Alexander White.
And then who is the complainant in 2022 CR 0499?
The assault choking case, Your Honor.
Yes.
Sorry, my computer thinks it's a Monday.
Yeah, but it's being happy though, as long as it's a happy Monday.
That is Kayla Connor. She's also a co-defendant on the injury case.
Okay. And that's CONNER or
Yes.
OR?
ER and Kayla KAYLA.
Okay. Oh, they're both first name Kayla.
Different people.
Okay. All right, and do we have a date for these cases? Let me see.
I thought I had March 28th, but.
That's what I see, Judge.
Yes, March 28th. Oh, and on this 2022 CR 0841D, she's going to be end up taking it into custody because she hasn't been magistrated. At least that's the note I have.
Okay, and you'll set the bond. You mean to tell her to come down to the courthouse and
Yes, I've already
walk
set the
through it?
bond.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, thank
Yes.
you, Judge. I'll
You're
explain to her
welcome.
the process. Thank you, Judge.
All right, well, you have a good one, and I hope your mom is feeling better. When you break a bone, they say the weather always affects you.
Well, she still gets her hair done on Wednesdays, and that's pretty much her focal point every week. And so I'll talk to her tomorrow morning, and she will just be over the moon that somebody came and got her and washed her hair and combed it. And so she,
See, that is awesome. I'm telling you, people think it's like really getting the hair done, but it's the scalp massage that feels so great.
and that I'm realizing boys were foolish. We should be in this. We should be in this loop. I
You
don't know how we
should.
got cut out, but I'm thinking I'm going to join.
Okay.
Then am I excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Judge, very much. Good to see you.
All right, you two have a good one. All right, Pat Hancock.
Judge, good morning. Ryan's going to give you an update, I think, if he's back in.
I'm here, Judge, if you can give me the spotlight.
Sure. And Ms. Ferguson, for some reason, Mr. Mendoza is gone. There he is.
He's there.
All right, so what is the update on
Judge,
Mendoza?
so I think we've reset this a couple times to try to get some digital evidence that that was given a little bit later in the discovery process. I finally was able to get it figured out. It, for whatever reason, it was under the wrong case number. Long story short, I think I have it. I'm getting it to Pat, and that's the plan. I have not seen it yet, but it is being brought over by an investigator to my office today, possibly by this afternoon, and I'll have it to Pat by the end of the week. So we do have that done. The other thing Pat told me, which I didn't know, was that an offer hasn't been made yet. What I'd like to do, Judge, is if I can, I'm going to bring the family in on this case, and if I can get an offer to Pat by next setting, now that I have the discovery seemingly complete.
All right, to the clerks, I need the files on Mr. Mendoza. Oh, sorry, he only has one. Does he have any other indicted cases or no?
I don't think so, Judge. I think he just has that one.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a month reset, please, on Mr. Mendoza? And at that time, state you'll be ready to tender an offer.
We will, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on April 14th.
Judge, may I speak to Mr. Mendoza in a breakout room and leave from there, if I may?
You'll need to have him come back to the main room. You can't leave him in the breakout room by himself.
Okay.
All
But
right,
I'll be able to leave, correct, from there?
Not until you have him come back to the main room.
Oh, okay. I understand. All right. Thank you.
Sure, I'll send you both to breakout room number 3.
Good. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, Pat. I'll touch base with you later this week about the new evidence.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Mendoza, if you could go to breakout room number 3, please. If you unmute, please. He's gone. Pat, you left Mr. Mendoza in the
No, I
in the
told
house.
Judge, no, I told him, he said, how do I do that? And a sheriff's deputy was walking up to him. So I assume they're headed our way or headed your way, Your Honor.
Brenna, I keep doing the party scenario. Pat, this is what I always tell attorneys. I said, if you have a party at your house and someone brings with them a complete stranger, and the person who brought the complete stranger leaves, and you're like, well, I'm going for ice. Do you leave the complete stranger in your house by themselves?
Probably not.
That's
So
the only example I can come up with.
yeah.
I'm gonna work on others. All right, he's back, Mr. Hancock. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Mendoza 14-0 can go back?
Yes, ma'am. Judge, I sent you a chat.
Okay. All right, thank you. Just one moment. All right, Christopher Castro?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I apologize. I had stepped out to do a plea, but I'm still here on that off docket motion to set bond.
All right, did you speak with one of the prosecutors?
I did, Judge. I believe Miss Hayden was just waiting for a court summary.
Yeah, and Judge, I just emailed him. I'll go back in the breakout room.
All right, so if you'll go back to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Mr. Castro, you're back.
Yes, Judge, we were able to reach an agreement on the bond amount and conditions.
Okay. So what is your agreement?
The bond set at $25,000 with GPS tracking only.
Well, Judge, the original conditions of bond, but adding GPS tracking.
And is there any no contact orders?
Judge, I can't tell from our system. I don't know if the court has it notated.
Just one moment. To the clerks, could I have cause number 2017 CR 7886? That's 2017 CR 7886, please. Thank you. Just one moment. Trying to find the docket sheet and all of this. Rebecca, can you look on Mr. Harrell, 2017 CR 7886? I found it. So I believe the complainant in this case is Taronda Sutton. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so there's to be no contact with Taronda Sutton.
Judge, there's also an address on the conditions. Do you want that address?
Yes, I think I have it. Yes, I have it before me. The 5138, correct?
Yes.
And do we have a setting date for this?
Yes, Judge. I have March 28th.
Okay. All right, we'll be back on March 28th. I don't know where the docketing statement is in this. Okay, all right. We'll see you then on March 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I re-excuse?
Yes. All right, Christine McDonald, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Martin Guerra.
Your Honor, I conferred with the state, conferred with my client. We wish to remain on the trial docket. We don't have any agreement at this time.
Okay, let me find your client. Mr. Arias, you need to show your video.
Your Honor, he is on video, but it's listed as iPhone, I think. He's in a black shirt.
Okay. All right.
You can't see me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can see you now. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date for Mr. Arias, please? Just one moment. All right, we're back on the record. Oh, we were never on the record, Brenna. So now we're going on the record. Oh, and Mom is praising us for sitting up straight. She said no rounded shoulders for us. So, all right. Martin, my mom was saying that we need to quit hunching over, but it's hard when you're always at the computer and the chair is not comfortable.
Yes, it is. That's a bad habit I've been trying to break all my life.
Well, you know what? My mom is going to come down with a ruler, I guess, wrap us on our knuckles. So I'm trying to sit up straight. All right. The court is going to call 2020 CR 12347, State of Texas versus Adrian Arias. Could I have the defense announced for the record, please?
Martin Guetta, attorney for Adrian Arias.
And are you Adrian Arias?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the defense?
No objection.
Any objection, Mr. Arias? Any objection,
No,
Mr.
ma'am.
Arias? Okay. All right, defense, have you received all the
No, ma'am.
discovery in this case? All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
All right, we were here in March for a video, so you've received the video, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Guerra, I see here where I have April 9th as a deadline, a plea deadline. Did you want to bypass the court's plea deadline date? Well, it can't be April 9th. That's a Saturday. I guess it was supposed to be April 7th. But I don't know, did you want to pass a plea deadline date? Because I haven't given your client a plea deadline date because we were trying to receive discovery. Mr. Arias, I usually give everyone a plea deadline date. I know you're saying you want a jury trial, but I always do that just so you can have a chance to maybe discuss whatever you want to discuss with your attorney. Sometimes new things come up.
Your Honor, I would like to actually keep the plea deadline on April the 7th.
Okay, let me make sure that's the date. All right, so we'll have your plea deadline date is going to be April 7th. Mr. Arias, you need to appear by Zoom on April 7th. Then after that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll come back on April 7th as your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. If there's nothing else, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
All right, I
Thank
see
you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Arias, he set up straight. You're setting a bad example. Thank you, Mr. Arias, for sitting up straight.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you guys
You're
have-
welcome.
all right, thank you. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
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 All right, Mr. Contreras, your attorney is in a breakout room with the state. So as soon as they come out of the breakout room, we'll see what's happening with your case. Marcus Sanders, I think he is the one who's in a breakout room.
I guess everybody here, I pray for everybody, huh?
You want me to get him out, Judge?
Oh, no,
I mean-
that's fine.
Okay.
I just had a question about a bond and if, I know there's an agreement, but there was no conditions listed. I didn't know if there was an agreed for conditions. It's NIMAG number 630856. And the defense's motion does not have what the defendant is charged with.
Let me take a look, Judge, and I can see if Marcus wrote his notes and synopsis or not.
All right, thank you. I don't know if there were any previous conditions. This is a case where the bondsman got out the bond.
I see that, Judge. So I think it's it's an unauthorized use is the charge. I'm pulling up the thing. I see an affidavit of non-prosecution on there. So I'm kind of just logging. I was going to tell you maybe the only thing we'd ask for is a no contact order, but I see an entry that says affidavit of non-prosecution. So let me see if I can pull up and figure out if we even need to have that as a condition.
All right, thank you.
Norma, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well,
I'm here.
Robert, did Melvin Jones, Robert Porter get reset?
Yeah, he's actually, let's see, hold on just a second. I'm gonna chat you something real quick.
Okay.
Hi, Ryan, any updates?
Yeah, Judge. So I do see an app. I don't think we need a no contact order on it, Judge. And I'm actually looking into the case. I feel like a auto theft where we don't have a victim. I'm looking into it. Maybe it won't be an issue after all, but at least for now, no contact orders needed.
All right, thank you. Brenda, it's nice for us to have interns visiting. And then they can decide if they really want to do this or not. Christine, you're back on Joseph Contreras.
Yes, Your Honor. We've been here before on this matter, Judge. My client rejected the plea offer from the state and we need a trial date.
All right, I'm closing the breakout room so your client can come back to the main room.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Your judge, fool. Do not touch the computer.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date on Joseph Contreras, please?
What?
Yes.
Actually, Ms. McDonald, I don't see where I've given your client a plea deadline date. So I'm going to give him a plea deadline date and then we'll set it for jury trial.
Okay, Judge, I believe we have had one, but what is our plea deadline date?
No, unless if you and your client want to do be quickly set on the jury trial track, then I will not give a plea deadline date. But I usually give everyone a plea deadline date because after that point, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. But I can set your plea deadline date for next week.
Judge, that sounds good. I'll discuss that with my client as well.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this next week for a plea deadline date for Mr. Contreras, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Contreras, I haven't given you a plea deadline date yet, and I always give plea deadline dates in this court. You are not first on the list for jury trials. There are other people that are ahead of you, so you will not be missing out on your jury trial by receiving a plea deadline date. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're going to put his plea deadline date for March 17th. And then after that date, Mr. Contreras, if you're still requesting a jury trial, we'll set you on the jury trial lineup as quickly as possible. Do you have any questions, Mr. Contreras, before we send you back?
I have no questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Contreras. Have a great rest of your day. Norma, you can let them know that 14C can go back. Ms. McDonald, if you don't have any other matters with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson, do we have anyone who's zooming in off docket? All right, so everyone, guess what? My tray is empty, which means we have no more cases set for today, which means only one thing: other people are going to come in off docket. But we're going to stop live stream, and it has truly been a happy, what is this, Tuesday? It's been a fabulous Tuesday. The sun is about to come out. So let me stop live stream. Michael, you're back?
Yes, I thought I was waiting on one case, but I guess I was wrong.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop live stream. Oh, and before I do stop it, my mom wanted me to let people know that you all talk too fast. She doesn't know how Brenna's taken all of this down. She said there needs to be some commas, some periods, some semicolons, something.
Judge, I mean, she raised you. So I'm imagining she's a fast speaker as well.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop live streaming.